Someone commented and asked, what is the difference between law of attraction and law of assumption? And I thought this was a really great question because when I started my journey into changing my life, manifesting, creating my reality, I was heavy into law of attraction. So what the teacher, what the secret teaches is the law of attraction. And then I went even deeper in and I got into Abraham Hicks and I was listening to all of her lectures. I loved them. I even saw Abraham Hicks live in Sydney, which was amazing. I loved that. And so I was a really big follower of Abraham Hicks, who also teaches about the law of attraction. And it wasn't until I broke up with an ex, and after I'd been using all of the law of attraction and felt like I really had a good handle on the law of attraction, I meditated, I scripted, I journaled, I affirmed, I felt like I knew that I was the creator. I felt like I had to go a bit deeper because it was confusing to me that I'd created another reality that I didn't really want. And yeah, that's when I really got into Neville Goddard and The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, which is a book by Joseph Murphy, but literally Neville Goddard. And yeah, that is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Like, I got into that. I even listened to The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. But anyway, the law of attraction, that talks about a lot about, these are the most obvious differences to me. The law of attraction talks about vibration. Okay, so you have to be on a certain frequency to attract what you want. Okay, and the law of assumption just says your subconscious beliefs and your conscious beliefs and thoughts are what creates your reality. And I really so much more believe in the law of assumption in that respect, because that's what's played out in my life. I think the law of attraction is important to understand because it gets you scripting, meditating, journaling. You don't really hear so much about people in the law of assumption talking about meditation and, nervous system regulation, or these kind of like tangible things that you can do to get yourself on the vibration, which I don't believe in anymore, but that's why people meditate. That's why you script. That's why you do all this thing to get you in the vibration. That's law of attraction, to manifest what you want. But I don't believe you have to be vibrating at any frequency to manifest what you want. Okay. I believe in vibration. Everything is vibrating. Every piece of anything, it has molecules or atoms and they're all vibrating. Everything's vibrating. So it really does make sense that when you vibrate on a higher frequency, you might attract more positive things. And I can imagine that if you're in a really depressed state or whatever, the way you're vibrating, it might be lower. But I don't feel like that really helps you, because I don't know, all you can really control is your thoughts, okay? And so I've had a lot more better results with understanding that my thoughts are the creator of my 3D reality. So I don't know if that helps. That's like the law of attraction is just a little bit too woo-woo. Even like people talk about crystals, which I never really fully got into, but I don't know, I like crystals, they're pretty. But, they charge them with the moon and this kind of stuff. And then, law of assumption just is straight down the line. Your thoughts are creating everything in your reality, in your 3D world. You are the god of your reality, okay? Not something outside of you. So with the law of attraction, especially Abraham Hicks, she talks about the vortex. And she say, you're putting things into the vortex that you want. So you want your car, your relationship, your health, whatever. That's in the vortex. And you have to get to the vortex when you're really happy and feeling great, that's when you get in the vortex and everything's there. And it's a bit confusing. It's like, okay. Anyway, so how, but yeah, it doesn't really matter what you believe in. I don't think everyone can believe in whatever they want to. But for me, I feel more in control. I feel more calm. I feel more sane with the law of assumption work. Knowing that everything is just your thoughts and controlling your thoughts, because it makes sense, right? Like, your subconscious beliefs are there to keep you safe. So if your subconscious beliefs are it's trying to detect danger. If you grew up with your subconscious saying, people don't love you, you'll be abandoned, you will be on your radar is like Terminator, danger, danger, danger. He looked the other way when you were discussing something that was important to you. That means he doesn't like you. Get away, run, run, run. It's true though, like, it's trying to find danger. And if you grew up like I did, like in a house where there wasn't a lot of affection and love and care, that was scary. That's scary for a child. And so I'm always on high alert, and and then you also are gravitating towards what's normal and safe for you. And this is basic psychology, okay? This is what a therapist would teach you if you went to a therapist to uncover your problems or talk about your relationship that broke down or whatever. You gravitate towards things that make you feel safe, and those things could be distant. So I've always had partners that have been a little bit out of reach because my mum was always out of reach, so there you go. It makes more sense to me, the law of assumption, but that is a basic way of describing what the difference is. I'm sure someone has a better way of describing it. In fact, ChatGPT probably does too, and maybe I'll do another video asking what ChatGPT thinks is the difference between the law of attraction and the law of assumption. But I bet one of my viewers and one of you could say it in the comments, and that would be really good. And I'm sure that would be really helpful. So thank you for listening, and put a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.